That has to be the dumbest reasoning I've ever seen for why a woman should never have to pay for anything because she has sex with you. I have sex with her too. Is she getting half the dick? We live?
We live.
We live. Welcome back to the Opinion Factory podcast, the podcast for free thinkers and challenge seekers.
Yes, sir.
I'm Khalil.
I'm Alex, and we haven't done a release episode in a while, man. And I see something the other day that kind of went viral. It's about the game, the rapper. You know the game.
Yeah.
Kind of corny dude, but
There's moments.
I seen this thing where he was like, a man should never, a man should always pay rent and all the bills
I
for
know what
every
you're
woman.
talking about. Yeah, I peeped. I peeped.
And we kind of talked about this a little bit before, but I just want to know what century these dudes are living in, fam. Like, is it 1850 again? I know you're a classic man. You might like that, do that
In
type
some
of stuff.
senses, yes. But
I can't get my head around the notion that I have a girl, right? She works, I work,
mhm.
I pay everything, and she just does God know who knows what with her money.
Oh, no. That was his point, which I thought was so stupid. He said, "How is she gonna pay half the rent? Does she give you half the pussy?"
How does that even make sense?
What?
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 like, I just want to know how that makes sense.
That has to be the dumbest reasoning I've ever seen for why a woman should never have to pay for anything because she has sex with you. I have sex with her too. Is she getting half the dick?
Bro, I just
Where's
never heard this, man.
how does this make sense at all?
I never, I never heard something so foolish in my life. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
And what he
This,
said after that, it made more sense to me, right? Because he was like, as a man, I like feeling like I'm a provider and all that stuff, yada yada
that's all
yada.
gravy.
That's all
That's
personal
all.
preference. That's all well and good,
That's
but
all.
you can't enforce the idea that as a man, you need to be this way and do this thing. What if you're broke? You telling me that if I'm making 35K a year, my girl's making 35K a year, I have to pay for all the rent because I'm a man?
You too broke for a girl, bro. What you mean, man?
That's some ridiculous.
You too
Actually,
broke, bro. You never heard you too broke to have sex, bro? Who said that a while ago, man?
you know
That
what?
was Cardi B that said you too broke to have sex, bro.
I was just about to say that. What was that? What was that song? I don't even know the song, but I know that part where it says, "Broke niggas don't deserve no pussy," and then the chorus goes, "I know that's right, right?" I don't know what song that is.
Oh,
It's fairly new,
that might
but
be
that's
old,
literally a
actually.
part of the
But I know what
song.
you're talking about. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this notion, bro. Like, dude, we talk about paying for first dates and all that type of stuff. The year is 2021. You know, women make close to as much as men, and in some cases, they make more than men.
Hmm.
I just don't understand why I'll be in a situation where, if we're similar incomes, right? Well, I pay all the bills. It doesn't make sense to me. So maybe Gaines is talking about from like being a millionaire. He wants to pay for all his girl's expenses. But even then, like, don't get me wrong. I like taking care of my girl. I like buying her dinner, getting her, presents here and there, all that type of
Of
stuff.
course.
If I'm just like dating and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna buy all your stuff, you're my girl, I'm gonna buy you all this stuff. Like, am I paying for your love? Like,
Nah,
it don't even feel right, bro.
dating.
Even if you're my girl, bro. If I'm just, you're my girl, I'm paying for your everything, and you don't gotta do nothing. You just spend your money. That doesn't sit right to me, fam.
No, it really
That don't
doesn't.
sit right.
I mean, if there's an understanding that, for example, the man pays the bills, like rent, light, whatever, and the woman like pays for groceries and like stuff for the house, like the new vacuum cleaner that we need and stuff like that. Maybe then I can see how that could work because there's shared responsibility,
Yeah,
right?
you could.
But like you said, we're in the 21st century. Women are making just as much, in some cases, more than men. We all believe in equal rights, and equal rights is all well and good, but now it's time for equal responsibility as well.
Nah, man, I only get the benefits from. I only get the benefits, not the responsibility, fam. Just the benefits.
That's not how this
That's
works.
the benefits, not the responsibility. Just the benefits. This is what I'm struggling with the most is how at some point as a man, if you're like, how do you not feel you're getting taken advantage of? You know,
Right.
like how do you know? Maybe if I just stop paying for some of the stuff, if she's still gonna really ride with me, you know? Like how does that not happen? How does that not sink into your brain? Especially if you're a rich dude. This is a reason why rich people usually date rich people because there's no way to know if you date a common person that they're just with you because you're rich or famous or whatever, right? When when the other person's rich and then in your tax bracket, you don't really gotta worry about is this person using me for money, etc.
But I like that question because it goes into what I've been trying to talk about when it comes to the creation of simps. You don't feel like you're being taken advantage of because you've been taught that this is normal, that this is what is supposed to happen. You have all these. What did we find out about the other day? The money slaves. What was the
Oh
term?
yeah, the sickest thing
What
I've
was
ever
the
heard. In my
term
life.
for that
I
stuff,
don't know what
man?
the term is for that, but there's a new fetish that men have where they give women all their money and the women talk to them and treat them like they're trash. I never heard. It's the craziest. It's the craziest thing to me. Like it's so popular. It got on the New York Times. New York Times did a piece about it. Like it's
Oh my god.
this is crazy, fam.
And
This is
it's
crazy.
like, so here's the thing. I don't understand it. I don't want to kink shame, right? But
No. We're shaming that. We're
I
shaming that.
know
We're
I want to
shaming
be
that, bro.
I want to
We
be
are
careful
shaming that. Nope, nope,
because
nope. We're
so
shaming that.
one of
There's
the one
no
of the
there's
female
no world we no. There's no world we're living in, fam. Where it's like, hey, yo, treat me like shit, and I'm gonna pay you money to do that and use all my money.
But
No,
here's the
bro,
thing.
not doing
Here's the
that.
thing.
Nah.
We don't understand it, and that's fine. But here's the thing. One of the female friends that we had said that I don't know if it was like personally that she knew someone who had a money slave, or if she read this somewhere. But the guy said that in life he's this rich, powerful businessman, and he's usually in control, in charge, and he tells people what to do. But in this situation, when he's the money slave, he has that dynamic shifted, and that's unusual for him, and it kind of turns him on, and it does it for him. You know what I mean? And I can with that line of reasoning, I can kind of understand it because that's where BDSM comes in, like dom and sub and all that stuff. People like having the dynamic that they usually have shifted,
You
and
can
that
do
could
all
be
that.
you like getting tied up. That could be you like getting whipped. That could be you like getting your bank account drained. Whatever it is that you
No, no,
like.
no, no, no. You see, the first two parts you had me, bro. The first two parts, if you tap BD and some stuff, go ahead. Bank account drainage for what? For what?
If you can
Nah,
afford it, bro.
nah,
What's the issue?
nah, bro. Stop putting these women on a pedestal, bro. We gonna
But
stop doing
that
that.
goes back to your
We gonna
question of
stop doing that.
why don't they feel like they're being taken advantage of? In some cases, they're getting something out of it. In the money
What are they
slave
getting out
case,
of
and
it?
in the other
Oh no,
case,
no,
they've been
not in the money
taught.
slave case, bro. Not in the sick ass 2% of the population. Not those people.
But in some cases, they've been taught that this is okay, that this is normal. That if I want to have a girl, I need to give her all my money, and I need to pay for all these bills.
No,
And so when I finally able to do that, I feel good about it because now I'm fulfilling what everyone says I need to fulfill in order to be a man. And that's where you become a simp, right? That's where it happens. People tell you that this is normal, that this is what you're supposed to be doing, and then when you get there, they be like, "Nah, you a simp." It's like
I
what the
feel
game is
like
doing. His first tweet that's so misleading, saying if she's not giving you half the pussy, you gotta pay for the whole rent. Like what kind of advice is that to young men? You know what I mean? Like that's and young women, as
no,
if her
that's what I was
value
gonna
is
say.
entirely in her vagina, bro.
That's
Like,
that's
bro.
that's what I was gonna say to these young women, fam. You talking about young men? What are these women are really getting put into their heads that yo, you can do whatever the hell you want. Your man just has to pay for your life like you're his kid.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Oh, and you can smack him if you want to. He can't do shit about that either.
Yeah, like what
If
is?
you got a vagina and you give him the whole of it, I'm still mad at that tweet.
I don't understand. Like we talking about the men, yeah, the men's getting fucked. These women really think about like yo, you can do whatever you want in your life. You know, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. You can be the strongest woman. You can be president. You can be the queen of a country. You can be the president of Croatia. Whatever. You know, you can be the chancellor of Germany. You can do that. You can lead some of the strongest countries in the world.
Right.
Your man
But
still
you
gotta
can't
pay
be
for all
right.
these. Nope. No,
Imagine
you can't.
imagine
Can't do
the
that.
chancellor of Germany going home to her husband like,
Bro, can you imagine, bro? That's sick. That's sick. You can't even finish your sentence. That's sick. That's how sick it is. You can't even finish your sentence, bro. That's how sick. That's how sick this shit is, man.
going home to her husband like, I gave you the whole pussy, so you gotta pay this rent.
Bro.
This man's making
Like-
50K a year, bro.
Like, how illogical is that, fam? Because you have, like, at that point, it's just prostitution, bro.
Facts, right? It's like we're teaching all these women that the only thing of value you can contribute is your body, and we're teaching men that the only thing of value that you contribute is your pockets. And if you can't do that, nothing else matters.
It's just weird. I don't even know, like, this whole chivalry is dead thing. You know, like, dudes don't open doors. And all you could do all that stuff, right? Like, you could.
That's fine.
I still feel like for most part, it's the men that gets to, like, chases the woman, like, makes the first move, all type of stuff. There has been some role reversal, but times move on, man. We're not in 1200. I'm gonna, like, go down the road and, like, pick my wife or whatever, fam. And I'm like, like, we're not doing that no more, bro.
I mean,
Right?
they expect the best parts of it without the worst parts of it. And I mean, do we do the same? Do you feel like men do the same? Like we expect women to be at home cooking, cleaning the house, taking care of the kids, and nothing else?
You see, I will give some leeway to this if there's kids involved, right? If you're gonna be a stay-at-home full-time parent, I will give you some leeway to this, right? But I just want to make sure I'm specifically clear talking about with no kids right now, just no kids, right? If you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, then
Right.
yeah, you can, obviously you're not expected to contribute financially, but you gotta make sure your shit, the house is, like, on top of shit.
Right. And you
Like,
said stay at home parent, not stay at
yeah,
home mom. Back in
yeah,
1250, there was no stay at home dad.
yeah, right.
You either at war or I don't know what you were doing. You know what I mean?
If you're like Oprah's husband, like, is there a point of you working? You can just do whatever the hell you want. What's that dude's name? Stedman, something like that. I don't even know if they married. Might just be working.
Imagine the entitlement to
Yeah,
get married to Oprah and then say, you got to pay for all my shit now because you were rich when I found you.
that's crazy, fam. Also, that's like, I don't get it.
That's
I
next
don't
level.
I don't get it, and I'm not surprised someone like Game would say some nonsense like this because he's never been the most rational thinking person out there. But this is
And
just it's not even him that man that says. There's just so many people that agree with this concept where it's like, I just get to skate on by with my life, have my own job, have my own money while I come back home in a house I don't pay for. That's like, you living with your parents? Like, you 12?
facts. And if you
Oh,
read the
yeah.
comments, right, and you would see that is all women agreeing with this man. All the men were like, this don't work like this when you broke. This doesn't make sense in today's day and age, yada, yada, yada. And all of them like, preach. He knows.
Fam, even if you're not broke.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, even if you're not broke.
if you're Tom Brady, who's married to Giselle Bundchen, which, by the way, makes more money because she's, like, one of the most famous people in the world. Tom Brady's just, like, famous over here. If you're Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady's on, like, a $20 million contract. Get Giselle Bundchen, she's on, like, a $50 million contract. You're not living in a regular house,
Right.
right? You're living in, like, some $7-8 million house.
Oh,
What
that's
sense?
lowballing it.
What
7 million?
sense? Yeah, what sense does it make to be like, Tom, you got all this, right? I'm just gonna be like, it's all good. You pay for everything. I'm just gonna be here just
I'm gonna
chilling.
keep my 50 mil to
Yeah,
myself.
right. Like, just myself. Maybe the kids get some shit, but, like, yeah, no, you good, bro.
The,
It's crazy to me, fam.
and the fact that she thinks in this hypothetical situation, if this was to happen, not saying that it is happening, but for the sake of the example, the fact that she would say this to Tom, say you got to pay for all these expenses while I run away with my 50 million, she will still think she's right because she's having sex with him.
I'm
You ever
not.
saw those memes where it's like when he's kind, treats you nice, can cook, clean, has a well-paying job, has a healthy relationship with his family, and then it was just a woman like with her legs open. And that's all this man gets in return for working on himself to the point people can say that about him. All he gets is vagina. Like that has to stop right now. Like I'm really fed up with this idea that if you fuck a guy, he owes you his life, he owes you his money, he owes you his livelihood, his time, all of it. His like what where's that coming from? Because that's not like an 1850 idea. That's like a nowadays type of idea, and I don't know where that came
I
from.
mean, it came from 1850 still, bro. It came
How?
from
How, bro? It
because the
couldn't.
man did everything back then, fam. The man got the fly.
Right.
The
But it
woman
wasn't
woman
because
didn't work.
right, the woman couldn't work. It wasn't because the woman was having sex with him. She literally couldn't go and get a job. She had to stay home. And so
Right.
that's why he had to pay all the bills.
Because you gotta have kids. You gotta have someone that takes care of the house when you're not there.
But nowadays, the idea is that if you're having sex with this guy, he has to pay your bills. And that's just disgusting to me. And there's way too many women subscribing to that. And to my dismay, there's even a small percentage of guys subscribing to this idea.
I mean, but this goes back to the dating has just been so messed up recently. With the online dating and then OnlyFans and everything like that. Like, imagine the entitlement that you feel if you're, because if you're on OnlyFans and you're getting well paid, right? You're making like guys are just sending you like 1,000 just cause like, oh, go have a great day today. Here's $1,000, right? Imagine the entitlement you bring on that to your regular life, right? Just
Oh, it
imagine.
definitely spills over.
Just imagine the entitlement. You're like, yeah, you want to hang out with me? You got to take me on vacation, right? Or you got
Sure.
like the lines have been so skewed in the wrong direction lately, and this type of thinking just needs to be eradicated, man. Whether you're rich or poor, whatever, it's the entitlement that doesn't sit right with me. If you have a relationship, right, you should do whatever works best for your relationship, right? I'm not saying there can't be situations where the man pays all the bills and
right, like I said earlier, there could be some understandings, and that's fine.
Right, but this whole notion, like, you both make 100K, I pay for everything, I lose all my money, and then you just doing whatever.
Oh my God! And then
That's
if you
crazy.
get divorced,
yeah, then
you still lose half your shit.
And then, here's the divorce, fam. So you're even more broke. And 90% of divorces in this shit by the woman. So it's like, hey, have fun being played, bro. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
What do we do about this, man? We gotta get these dudes while they're young. We gotta cut them off from all the social media, the game bullshit.
Somebody needs to go up and slap Game for giving this terrible advice. Whatever woman is subscribing to this idea that he has, she's absolutely eliminated from dating pool from any rational man.
But they're probably raising sons, teaching their sons that thing. Hey, I'm your mom. You gotta.
Who's giving them sons? Who's giving them sons?
They probably didn't stay with the guy because he wouldn't pay for all the rent, so now they're single.
Well, we're not taking advice from her. Nah.
I mean, the son has no choice. But what do we do? How do we save this generation of growing up with this mindset that all you need from a woman is her vagina, and for women, all you need from a man is his pockets?
I mean, I don't even know if we have to save them from that, because like I feel like, especially as you get older, like that's not gonna motivate you as much anymore. When you like, maybe when you're like, maybe you're in high school, and all your hormones are jumping all over the place, and you're still living with your parents, all that type of stuff. And you're in college, and that's gonna motivate you. But when you get older, is that really gonna motivate you like that? Like, hey, you want to get one, you gonna make that your wife? Like, I feel like as you get older, these motivations kind of disappear. Like, the motivation just to have sex all the time, like, I feel like that.
Or maybe for men,
it slows down because like there's other shit in your life that you're trying to accomplish, right?
But
and then it's like, especially like, I feel like men constantly hear like the more successful you get, like women will always be there, like focus on making more money, focus on being more successful, more women will come, right? I feel like that still holds true. And you're not gonna be dealing with that bullshit. I gotta pay for everything, right? Like, I got you work on yourself, making yourself a high value man, and then you don't gotta worry about dealing with women like that because they're not a real value. They're not high value to you.
That's fair enough.
Why would you be that?
Do you feel like that's the same for women? As women get older, actually, they get more and more motivated by a man's financial stability rather than his looks. And so for them, maybe that desire to find a man who they can use for his pockets becomes stronger.
I think a desire for financial stability is different from somebody being used, though. Right. If you're a woman, right, and you're trying to get with a guy that is like 6 figures or something, like how would you get in his radius? Like, you're bad. All right, you're bad. But like,
that's enough for a lot of men.
I don't think so, man.
But when I say financial stability, I was putting that mildly, right? That's just to represent the idea that women will look at a man's pockets more than she would when she was back in high school. And depending on how she turns out to be, she could either look for a man with good pockets to use him, or just someone that could like support her when she needs support. And for these women that are subscribing to the game's point of view, it's not his point of view, like he didn't come up with it. But the women who are saying what he's saying, they're looking for financial stability, quote unquote, just as much as the next one, but for different reasons. It's not just for support, it's for like just for survival. That's why they're looking for it. And that desire is getting stronger and stronger as they get older. And so what do we do with them? Unless we don't stop that and nip that in the bud when they're young.
Wait. So I just want to repeat that last part for you again, because I think I'm with you. We said, how do we stop the women that seek financial stability because
For,
of?
yeah, for the sake of survival, right? They want a man who has money just so they can leech off of him, not because they want someone who's like a life partner that can support them when they need support.
Oh, so how do we stop the former? Those men just gotta stop supporting them, man. I don't know what to say.
They'll just go to the next guy. There's no way that that woman is going to find a happy, healthy relationship, in my opinion, if all you're looking for is a guy that's going to pay your bills.
No,
In my opinion, that's
I
not
mean,
going to
not
happen.
relationship in the way we think of, but I mean, I don't know. They'll
I mean,
probably
I guess
be.
she'll be happy. Maybe that's all that matters, right?
I mean, fam, I'm pretty sure you can find a way to be happy if you never have to work again and you just chilling, or if you working, all you just keep all your money.
Yeah, but that's not fulfilling, though. I mean, life will be full of pleasure, but probably not happiness.
Uh, Probably the same for this person. This type of person with this mindset is probably the same thing. Is it not? Imagine right now, fam. You
I don't
married
think
Oprah.
so.
You married Oprah, bro. Right? And Oprah takes care of you. She spoils you. You don't have to work a day in your life. You're the happiest guy on the
That
planet.
not necessarily though. I
I
could,
feel
I
I feel
could
like for a lot of people, they would be the happiest person on the planet.
maybe for a while. I would enjoy it for the time being, but I'm gonna end up being miserable if I'm just staying home all day with nothing to do.
You can find things to do, man. You can make friends. You got new friends. You can go wherever you want in the world. You can find whatever purpose. You can work on something that you want to work on the whole time. And
And
you have money
Oprah,
for it now.
being the high value woman that she is
And then,
probably
and
not gonna
then
be home as much.
she still loves you though. It's not like she doesn't love you. She still loves you.
That's fine.
So you
But her
still
being the high value woman that she is, she's probably not gonna be home as much. She's not gonna be giving me the time and attention because I've never really sought that from her. I just saw her money. And so when it comes time that I do want time and attention from somebody and I can't
hit
get it from Oprah,
hit the road with her. Or
no,
you just gonna
I'm going
cheat.
cheap. That's
Oh
what
man, all
happens. I'm
right.
going cheap.
Yeah. Hey bro, if you get
You
the
listen to the
divorce,
Ali brothers?
if you get the divorce, you still get the money, so don't matter.
All right. Actually, that's a good point.
It's like, what's it matter?
Who was that celebrity that was it Janet Jackson that stayed with her husband up until like the day after, like some clause in the divorce where she would get like half the money or something like
Yeah,
that?
I heard about that joint. That's
Strategic divorce. That's 2020 for you. Well, that happened like in years ago. Years ago. I don't know what year, but gotta stay safe out here, man. If you're one of the people who subscribe to this idea of the woman not paying anything because she's having sex with you, um, listen to this podcast again in its entirety, right? Try to find out where you went wrong in that line of reasoning, and I promise you, you will be all the better for it. Like, it's that simple.
there's nothing wrong with wanting to take care of your woman, spoil her, be the man of the household. There's nothing wrong with that, fam.
And there's more ways to do that. Be the man of the household, be the leader of the relationship without just being the piggy bank. You don't need to be the piggy bank to be a man.
Yeah, don't get sucked into that, man.
And women, you don't need to be a set of open legs to be a woman.
I mean, I don't
Facts.
think they. I mean, just wow. You know, what? The fact that they would think it's that valuable to me is just crazy. It's just crazy, man. Don't get it.
I mean,
don't get it.
in a way, it is. Unfortunately, we know sex sells. We know if you want to sell the product,
Sex is great and all that
put
type
a
of stuff.
beautiful
Man,
woman.
like, it's great, bro. But like, come on, man, do better.
You got to do better.
Do better.
Do better.
That's all I gotta say, man.
Opinion Factory Podcast. Thank you guys for listening. If you're on YouTube, make sure you give it a like. If you enjoyed the episode quite a bit, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. If you're listening, also subscribe to whatever platform you're on, Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever it is that you are right now. We appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week.